What's going on is Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. The show has been phenomenal. It's been an absolutely hoot of a time going back and forth with you guys on the Millionaire Morning Show and having conversations and things like that. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for always being participatory in what it is that we got going on, right? Before I tell you what my thoughts are, I was watching a new video from an old vlogger that I used to watch. Don't worry about it, it's nobody that y'all know. Because I like to watch things and participate in spaces that has nothing to do with some of the things that I talk about, right? But I was watching a video from an old vlogger, and he was basically saying that he was retiring or thinking about giving up YouTube completely. I guess not giving it up, but he basically made the declaration that he was never uploading anymore, or he was only going to upload sporadically because he had now transitioned over into whatever it was that he was doing in his new business or whatever. And he had basically created that business as a way for him to make money because he no longer found it lucrative for him to be able to make YouTube videos anymore, which is cool, right? And in this particular vlogger, I had found him. No, I'm not live right now. I had found him, as one of the type of people that, because what happened was he had left the city that he was in, and he went to Vegas, and he started a vlog based off of his adventures in Vegas, and he gave up everything, right? He didn't have no family or nothing, but he gave up his regular job in order to chase the dream of YouTube, and this was way back in the teens, right? Around the time that I had first started doing it, and he left and he went to go chase his dream, right? It's a beautiful, beautiful Nissan GTR. I actually might buy one. I'm thinking about those being my next two cars. The GTR, I still got the Lambo on order, and then I'm also thinking about getting a Challenger, the 2023, just for nostalgic reasons. But he basically had left his place and his dream in order to go and chase his YouTube thing, right? And he had found early success, and he had grew up to I think 30 or 40,000 subscribers. And I remember watching him, and I was like, man, he really killing it. And he got momentum, and then he lost that momentum, right? Because he started getting caught up in things that had nothing to do with the reason why he had originally left and went to Vegas in the first place. And so anyways, long story short, a few years ago, I actually ran into him when I was in Vegas, and we kicked it or whatever. And so, it was an awesome thing, but needless to say, he's still in the same space that he was as far as subscribers and visibility. As a matter of fact, he kind of fell off. And I'm not saying this as a negative thing. I'm using this as an example to illustrate a point and to show you how thankful I am for you guys to continue to take this journey with me. But he kind of fell off because he lost touch with reality, and he lost touch with the streets and the reason why people had subscribed to him in the first place. People was not subscribing to him just because they wanted to see what his life was in Vegas or anything like that. They were tuning in to see his thoughts. They were tapped in because he was truly connected to his purpose, and he was going in the direction that he was going in. And it was valuable. It was good to see the wins. It was good to see the losses. It was good to see the struggles. And it was great to see the successes. And so we bought in as audience members. Me as a fan, I bought into him. You see what I'm saying? And so I want to say, first of all, that I'm very thankful for you guys to continue to take this journey with me, because no matter what it is that I do, and no matter what my life transitions into, whether it's the financial spaces or me vlogging, or some of y'all found me early in my YouTube journey in urban exploration, some of y'all found me as a result of basically documenting my life and my family, and you've seen the ups and the downs, and I built stuff. And I showed y'all the documentation, and I brought y'all along the journey of the permitting process and building restaurants, and now we building houses, and we having conversations that are meaningful. You guys, I understand, are tuned in because you actually have a vested interest to see what the story is going to be like. It's almost like the Truman Show. And I'm very thankful, but one thing I've always made sure that I was going to do is that I was going to never lose sight and lose touch with what got me here in the first place and why people tuned into me in the first place. The people never tuned into me because I was anything special or different than anybody else. I don't feel like I'm better than nobody else. They tuned into me because they had a vested interest in seeing what my story was going to be like. Maybe some of y'all discovered me through somebody else, or you may have discovered me because I said something that you didn't like and then you stuck around because it resonated with you. I appreciate that. And I think that what we see today, especially amongst our leaders, is we see a group of people that are genuinely disconnected from what is happening out here in these streets. They're disconnected from why the audience got with them in the first place. Or maybe, and I'm just rambling right here, follow me along, let me give you my thoughts. Or maybe, just maybe, we were disillusioned with what it is that we thought that we was getting, and we was ignorant as to what it is that we was following in the first place. And that brings me back to Charlamagne the God and a Rickey Smiley, and no, I'm not letting it go, right? And I got a point that I want to make here, and it may be far-fetched, but I definitely have a thought that I want to get off. My C-student brain is not going to let me let this go until I get it off. A lot of us discovered Charlamagne the God earlier in his career, maybe with Wendy Williams, and then when he started off on The Breakfast Club. And we grew to love The Breakfast Club because we were tapped into the controversial subjects, but we never tapped in for the intellect, right? We never thought that these people was anything more than Comedy Central, than somebody that was just gonna give their opinion, or was gonna make Lil Mama cry, or go viral as a result of what happened with Birdman. Those were great thoughts in our childhood. But as we grew up, and as we continued to pay attention to what was happening, especially with regard to the Rickey Smiley, he had some funny moments, absolutely. But as we grow and as we evolve, we've realized that these people have completely lost touch with what it is that's happening, or maybe we should have never been following them in the first place, right? They were good for entertainment, but as a child, it was entertaining, and as a grown man, it's stupid. When I see some of the takes that they have, and when I see some of the things that they're trying to communicate to us as people, I think that it's absolutely ignorant, it's stupid, and I start to question why I started following these people in the first place. Now, I'm not telling anybody what they should or shouldn't do, but what I am saying is that we need to do away with childish thoughts and the old guard and the things that we used to herald them for, give them their credit and give them their flowers, but it's time for a new wave. It's time for a new thought process, and I'm not telling you to follow me. I'm not telling you that I'm the person that you need to tap into in order to make sure that you get your insight and information. You can choose to do who you want. You can choose to go with and roll with who you want. But what I am telling you is that all of this way of thinking and this childish thoughts and us just blindly following people and thinking that they got the wave and thinking that we should admonish them or continue to champion what it is that they stand for as far as how we should think and how we should vote, absolutely not. 100% absolutely not. We got to break away from this zombie mentality and thinking that these people got our best interests at heart. I would challenge you guys as audience members to have a critical thinking moment and to think critically about who it is that you follow and what you're rocking with. And I think that you should look at these people purely for entertainment. If you find them funny, if you find whatever their rhetoric is or the subject matter that they're talking about to be entertaining, cool. But do not think that these people have your best interests at heart, because they are paid plants. They have a vested interest in seeing something operate the way that it is, and they're not objective enough to be able to give their thoughts and for us to take that seriously. That's just my opinion anyways. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Hopefully you guys take that message to heart and you understand what I'm trying to communicate, because again, my C-student brain doesn't always let me say the thing that I really want to say as clearly as I want to say it to be able to convey my point. But I don't know, y'all been rolling with me for a long enough time to actually understand what I'm saying, hopefully, and then we can go from there. I love you. I appreciate you. We got after hours tonight, and by the time you watch this, it's probably the next morning, but we got after hours, and we're going to get it popping. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, plus 20% off for life. I'm here in downtown Detroit. It's beautiful. It's awesome. The weather is great. We want to take advantage of the weather. Get outside if you can. Have a good time. Go out to a sporting event. Go to a baseball game. Go to a restaurant. Go to a bar. Go kick it with a friend. Go have some fun. I love you. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all later on tonight. Peace.